another great thing about entrepreneurs like us is that we've got nothing to lose. We're
Yeah.
already at the bottom, right? What else
Yes.
do we have to lose?
Have you ever thought how someone with a history degree could be a business owner in a digital marketing industry? Our guest for today will talk about her experience from doing a history degree for both undergrad as well as master, and follow up with how her journey brings her into the digital marketing industry. Without further ado, let's welcome Rutuja.
Yes, thank you very much, Rutuja. It's so nice to have you here in our channel.
Thank you so
Um,
much, Rani. It's amazing that you invited. I'm so happy to be here.
yes, because we know that you have a story to tell, and you are one of a kind, I would say, from what I've seen. So I would very, very love for you to share your story with us today.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna try and share. I think when we are in a particular part, the role here is a female entrepreneur. I think stories are a lot of overlapping.
Yeah,
Every person goes through more or less same experiences, but I'm gonna try to share what my journey is, and
thank
see how
you.
that goes. If that's any helpful.
It will be helpful, but thank you. So I'm gonna start with first, if you could tell us a bit of your background, like who you are, where you're from, and yeah, your background really. What did you study in the uni and so on?
Definitely. Yeah. So I've done my master's in creative writing from Lancaster University. Before that, I've done my master's in history, actually.
Oh,
That's from Pune University.
so you
Yes.
did
And
double masters.
I did, yes. And luckily after that, I was in US for a few months and I got opportunity to do my diploma in digital marketing from UC Berkeley, the Berkeley campus. So that was another turning point for me to get into the industry that I am in currently.
Okay. Let's pause that a second. So you're currently okay. Do you want to talk about your a bit going into the past, like so where you're from, and like what did you do for your high school, undergrad? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm from Pune. Well, actually, I'm from Ahmednagar, which is like 3 hours away from Pune. So I've studied till 10th. I was in Marathi medium schools. After that, I got in college. I was always very because I come from a family who is very socially active. I always want to get into administrative roles. So I was preparing for UPSC exams in India. That is why one of the very huge subject for me was history as an elective. So I've done my master's in history because that would have helped me in UPSC. Now, weird thing about UPSC is it's extremely hard and really, really tough to, get past it.
Mhm.
So I tried for like 3 years, kind of accomplished till mains exam, but couldn't clear the interviews. So after 3 years, it was impacting my mental health. I wanted to do something, different than what I'm doing there. I wasn't ready to put in more years into the same goal. That time I decided that I'm going to move towards content more because even then I was taking projects for content marketing. I'm a writer from beginning through and through. My father has always been very supportive person, plus a slightly strict person. So when I was in college, I remember I used to love traveling, and my father used to give me this, monthly stipend. That hey, this is the money that you'll need to spend here and there because I
Mhm.
was living in hostels. So one day I asked my father via email, by the way, because
Mhm.
he's strict to some extent, and
Mm.
I'm like, hey, Papa, I might need some more money this month because I'm planning to travel here and there. And he's like, yeah, that's cool, but if you are planning to go on treks or go on travels, then you might actually have to find ways where you can earn money. And in India, it's not very usual to
Mhm.
start earning in odd jobs. We usually just somehow get the jobs after our graduations or something.
Mhm.
But then that hit me that he was right. So I put myself out and I started taking smaller freelance projects for content because I, anyways, was writing. Right.
Okay.
So my father actually helped me a lot to get into that role, to figure out how the freelancing world would work. how do I price my services, and so on and so forth.
Mhm.
And that time I started my content writing jobs. So after I did my graduation in history and decided that, hey, I don't want to be going forward with this. From that time, I just, full-fledgedly been working in content marketing industry. So again, my mother, being amazing person that she is, my family pushed me into getting masters into something which is more relevant to what I like to do, which was content, which was writing. That's how I got into Lancaster. Lancaster being one of the highly rated universities in Northern England for the writing and creative courses. So I got into Lancaster Uni, studied amazingly, about how the content flows, how poetry flows, how the market is really. So that helped me a lot. I met amazing group of people also in Lancaster, and from then I started my full-fledged work in content marketing. Fast forward 2 years, I got opportunity to stay in US, and I got into UC Berkeley, where I learned the full stack marketing, the digital marketing as a whole umbrella. And that time I realized that I'm more leaning towards making things happen, actually showing results through marketing, because I that time I could see what a huge difference it could make. Marketing, what it does, from branding to marketing, how you can reach out to people that you want. And from then, it's been about 3 years that I set up the InkBot studio, and I'm working into full stack marketing currently.
Okay, that is a very interesting journey, because first you said that you wanted to do the UCPC exam, was it?
Yeah, it's UPSC. Yeah, it's an administrative exam in India where you can you go to become foreign officers, administrative officers, IPS services, and so on and so forth.
Right. And what you learned in bachelor was what did you do for your bachelor again?
I did history as majors.
So you did history for both undergrad
bachelor's and masters.
and master. Okay. Let's go into that though. Why history? Like out of all many subjects there, why history?
Well, I've been a reader, like a great reader. I love reading stuff.
Yeah.
I love the history, how it left like a huge mark on what we are as humans. So I wanted to get more into it. Like I just wanted to understand. It wasn't really a goal that that I might get job out of history, because we know that doesn't happen, right? but but it was one of the electives for my UPSC exams as well. And it just it just opened up so many doors for me as a person, because it was something of my interest. And I've always been I've always had a supportive family who would not just think about money, but would think about, hey, learn what you like to learn. We'll figure out what you're going to do later on. So that actually motivated me to get that elective and learn as much as I could about Roman empires, about Mughal history, about Indian history, which I feel like at this point is just helps me as a person more than my career.
Okay. Could you share some of the insights that you got from learning history, in terms whether it's for you personally? You said it's for you personally, as well as maybe for career wise as well.
Definitely, one thing that I always I feel inside is we haven't changed. People make the same mistakes over and over again. Everybody is literally going through the same journey, no matter where you are on the earth. History just gives you a glimpse which mistakes that you wanna not repeat. And as everybody says, make mistakes. That's not problematic. Making the same mistake over and over again might be problematic. So history teaches you that, this was the mistake, this was the outcome,
Right.
so maybe not do it anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was amazing stuff. And also history tells you what was the growth throughout, like me as, let's say, a very core feminist, it tells you what people had to go through. It makes you appreciate what the lives that we have currently. I've seen what people before us, women before us, had to go through to bring us to a level where we have access to education, work, jobs. It was a huge leap, but we shouldn't be taking it, casually.
Okay.
Behind this opportunities, behind this life that we have, there were millions and millions of people, men, women, who fought for us. History teaches you that. History makes you think about it again and over again, and appreciate what you have rather than being reckless with the freedom that we have.
Okay.
So I think that's something that I feel within myself after reading a lot, or learning a lot.
Okay, that sounds it is something that, well, yeah, I mean, you learn from history, but why are we repeating things again and again?
Exactly right.
Yeah. Let's go back to the you said that you are a feminist. Yeah. And what do you see, like, especially in the current direction of where we are now? Yeah.
Please don't edit this out.
We'll see. We'll see. Oh my God. I hope I don't have to do this again and again. But anyway, yes.
No, the funny thing is, you talked about feminism and the light went out.
That is such a symbolic thing, isn't it? Like, the place just doesn't want me to talk about that.
What?
Anyway, no, the place is okay. It's just the light. But anyway, yes, the question I was gonna ask was that where we are now in terms of women position or women empowerment, or like whatever you can call it, in terms, where we are now and what is the future trajectory. Plus, is there something that history is repeating again? Is there some kind of element there?
Well, I definitely believe so. But more than that, we are on a very complicated point right now where we think that we've achieved the freedom, what feminist movement was supposed to be. But there are pros and cons. There is a huge group which rightfully understands what feminism is, which is equal opportunities, regardless of gender or your sex or anything. There is a group which is negatively taking the movement, which is thinking about how women get primary importance in the movement. I'm not in place where I could say which is right or which is wrong, but what I feel is that we are in a very complicated movement here, where we think that we've gotten what we wanted. So like it's of course gotten much easier, that I didn't have to fight for getting education. I didn't have to fight to my family didn't restrict me, that you can't do this, you can't do that. I've had open-minded parents, I've had amazing teachers who supported me. But then when I get into corporate life, I see that maybe that particular feministic thought process was only given to women and not men.
Okay.
So I feel that there hasn't been the same thought process across the spectrum. So even now, somewhere subtly, I can see the discrimination happening. Me being in a founder's role also, I see that there's always gonna be some discrimination that's happening in a group where there are male entrepreneurs and female entrepreneurs. And again, this is not generalization. I'm not blaming a whole gender altogether. Absolutely not, because I've seen very, very feminist entrepreneurs, male entrepreneurs around me also. But then somewhere I feel that there is still leaps and bounds that we're going to have to go to reach where it doesn't make difference if you are male or female. We are still categorized somewhere, and there's still few decades to go before we're just gonna be humans, and it doesn't matter what kinds. So that's where I think, but there is great hope, right? People like us, people like newer generation is coming up with ideas. They're getting to execute those ideas. They're getting that opportunity to do so, and we've grabbed those opportunities. It's not we got it for free. You
Mm-hmm.
actually had to run faster than usual to grab those opportunities. And I'm glad that, we did that. Uh, the female clan, as we call it, our generation actually was able to run faster and grab those opportunities. So I think there is, of course, a bright future going ahead.
Okay. Um, since you already you touch about your role as a founder itself. What do you think that? Okay, so you're in the digital marketing, and then you're in the content marketing side, and well, there are lots of other companies that do similar things, right? I mean, not just
Right,
in
yeah.
India. I mean, even around the world as well.
Across, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So how do you see the industry itself as more of a male dominated or female dominated, or is it actually balanced?
Well, marketing domain has, very famously, sales and marketing has been very famously dominated by male category, as you know, for years and years.
Yeah.
I don't think digital marketing really falls under that because it's an acquirable skill.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of women came into marketing. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of women came into tech, which is a correspondent field to marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think right now we are in a phase where it's a gender dominated industry. I think there
Mm-hmm.
is like a good scope for everybody. People are getting opportunities also to do what they like. So I don't see that there are more females or like more male in the industries anymore. But I do definitely see that the decision makers, the C-suite of these companies or the founders of these companies or even the managerial levels of these companies are still slightly dominated by male category.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the matter of time where okay, so it's just matter of time where women step up to uh, because lives are different, right, Rani?
Mm-hmm.
Male life and female life is drastically different, and
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be a point somewhere where we take gaps as a female entrepreneur. I
Yeah.
might have to take a gap,
Yeah.
which puts me back 3 years in the race of managerial positions.
Okay.
So I think that gap needs to close as much as possible, and we might see more managerial position taken up by women.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still would say from what I've seen in across 5-6 countries that I'm working with, the
Mm-hmm.
managerial or decision making positions are still taken up a lot by male category. I would like to see that changing to some extent.
Right. When you're starting this role, yes, I mean, because you are already into the content marketing itself, right? But because it's digital, so it's gonna be more than just writing stories or writing copies, but you need to know also the digital tech involved around the industry itself. So what did you do basically so that you keep up to date in that, and what would you say to people who think that they are not from that background, that they're able to bridge the gap basically?
Amazing thing. So marketing is nothing but making people understand why they might need it, and if they need it, how do you sell that product? So you just need to have an understanding what your target audience needs, what your target audience wants, what are they leaning more towards. So marketing is such an amazing concept that
Mm-hmm.
the humans have came up with, that as you said that there's ample of every product or every service everywhere. Nothing is unique anymore, right? But
Mm-hmm.
how do you still pitch yourself? That's all the marketing is. That's all the branding is. How do you
Mm-hmm.
brand yourself where you can reach out to the right audience and get the opportunities to work with them?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I always feel is that so I'm a marketing agency. I work with a lot of clients. But
Mm-hmm.
then I understand that I'm not really working for these clients. What I'm
Mm-hmm.
working for is the target audience, the third B2C target audience, where
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to reach through these brands. So I always feel that, people who are coming into the market, who are trying to do the marketing, the first thing, the first very core thing that we have to remember is that think about what your end audience wants and then build everything. Don't go the other way that I have this and now I'm going to sell it. Think about what your end audience wants and then create the strategies. Because you're basically, it's a demand supply world. Understand what the demand is so you'll come up with the right supply.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's of course it's a amalgamation of a lot of strategies, a lot of analysis. It's a very data driven world, but I think somewhere as humans you just gotta understand people, and that's gonna help you market anything better.
When you say it like that, I mean, I feel like it's something that, okay, it's a bit of generalization here, but if we say that we as women are more in touch with our intuition, then that is something that like we can do, that we can already do, right? Like understanding what people want, isn't it?
I mean, I think so, but again, that is something that we can't track, right?
Yeah.
So we digital people, we always say that do something that is trackable. Your KPI should be trackable.
Yeah.
So intuitions is something that I can't track. Plus those always run into a problem. It could be or could not be right. Research is always right.
Yeah.
Understanding the market is always right. Right. So that study will give you better glimpse. When it comes to intuition, I think that is based on our presumptions or the way we grew up, the way we look at things also. So there could be prejudiced look or view that we might have.
Okay.
But the data-based research never goes wrong.
Yeah.
It just tells you what it is right now. And that is something that can be acquired. That's a skill that you can learn, which is most important. So this is not based on hey, are you by birth a prodigy? It doesn't matter. You can learn this skill if you study or work hard enough, and that should be enough.
What would you say? Like, what's the best way to learn, like to acquire this skill of data, like catching and reading the data as well?
Well, like any other skill or studies, it's a very systematic way to learn. People now think that they can just take up like $9.99 Udemy course and they're gonna know everything that there is to learn about digital marketing.
Yeah,
it's slightly more complicated than that.
Yeah,
you are not looking to just learn the technical stack that how Google economy works or how Facebook works. That is not something that makes you a digital marketer. Understanding marketing makes you a digital marketer, right? So though I recommend that there are a lot of resources online available and people should go about it. I just feel that even these resources should be strategized. That what do you want to learn about? Don't run after, because digital marketing is a very huge umbrella.
Yeah,
and I would suggest that don't run after each and every skill. Pick 3 skills out of a stack and master those, and that would bring you more value than just understanding, because I never believe that one person can do the whole digital marketing. That just doesn't make sense. One person can't design, or that same person can't write or do the SEO strategies or do the media management or do the organic growth, because one person shouldn't be even doing that. Because as technical stack also, it's very extensive. It needs more patience. It needs, as I said, data driven analytics. So I would definitely, whoever is looking to get into marketing, I would definitely suggest that as important as learning data stack is, or the tech stack is, understand marketing as whole, and pick and choose few categories that you would love to work in, and master those. Give time for those those skills, and that's how you learn basically. Be it online, be it offline, be it with some really intelligent people. And another thing that teaches you the real marketing is case studies. What has happened before is the same with history. People have tested and tried a lot of stuff. Understand what went right for them, what went wrong for them, and pick and choose your own strategies for this.
See, this is why like history is important, right? Even if it's not exactly like world history or like the country history, but even in business. You said yourself case studies. It's a history itself.
It is. Every data-driven work is basically based on history, how that thing worked before and how it's going to work after.
Mm-hmm.
It's all, the core is again history of that particular thing.
Right. Yeah. So when you're learning all of these stuff, I mean, like this is definitely. I mean, I don't think you get all of this in your master in creative writing or even in history, right? Like about data-driven analytics or even the SEO and like content writing and stuff. So how do you educate yourself in that the new technologies in digital marketing?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, these algorithms on digital platforms are ever changing. Like
Yeah.
every week, there is new algorithm that LinkedIn is rolling out, Instagram is rolling out, Google economy is rolling out.
Yeah.
So of course you need to be updated with those. Luckily, the internet economy has made it really easy. If you really want to be informed, then you can be. You have to work harder towards it. But then, as you said, that no course will teach you how to be a marketer. They will
Mhm.
teach you the technology stack. I would suggest that learn that stack and build upon that. Knowledge is everywhere.
Mhm.
You got to pick and choose what knowledge is going to help the goal that you have and work towards it. So even if you go on internet today right now and just say that digital marketing course, you're going to get thousands of free courses, thousands of paid courses, but then understand what content is good, the quality content.
Mhm.
Where can you learn more and what do you want to learn? So if I'm into content marketing, I would be reading more about how strategies flow there, what is keyword research, what is hashtag research, how every platform needs different kind of language, the tone, so that kind of stuff I should understand that this is what I'm gonna need to excel in
Mhm.
the skill that I want to acquire. So again, as I said, that pick and choose the knowledge that you want and work towards it.
Right. So it's basically never stop learning even after outside of you finishing your degree outside of
You
your degree, basically.
can't.
Yeah.
It's a constantly changing field, and you can never stop really. If you wanna bring the right results for you, for your clients, for the projects that you're working for, you will always have to upscale yourself. You will always have to update yourself as
Yeah.
you go along.
Yeah. No, this is very resonating with me because I'm from a social science background, and the only techy related things that I've ever done is basically configuring my own PC and play video games on PC, but that's it. But yeah, I mean, like um, coming here, I feel like it's even tech itself, like digital tech. It's not something that we can read once and then, oh yeah, I got it. It's something that you need to keep learning. Like you need to keep reading. You need to keep learning because it changed. Like the tech today might be different in next week, let's say.
Very true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what honestly it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That be updated, be ready to tackle any new changes, any new algorithms that are rolling out. uh, Flow with the, be so comfortable with the stack that you know that you will be able to flow with that. You'll be able
Right.
to understand the newer algorithms more easily right now. And it's just practice, honestly.
Yeah.
Right now it might take a person more time, more taking, more focus to understand the newer algorithms.
Yeah.
Eventually you just understand those quickly.
Mm-hmm.
One look through the algorithm and you'll understand what changed and what not. So it's just practice. Don't stop doing it, so you'll achieve that.
I think that's like quote of the day, tweet of the day. Don't stop.
Don't stop. Yeah,
Stop learning.
that's a good advice either way. Don't
Yeah.
stop ever.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Keep moving, keep going, keep walking. As a founder of your digital marketing content writing company, um, do you ever face any challenges just because being a woman and a founder?
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, oh, honestly, I do. But I'm gonna be very candid here, and I'm not gonna give you, the usual answers. I'm gonna be very candid.
Oh, yes,
I
please. I
personally,
love candid answer, please.
yeah, because personally, if you ask me, I do feel some problems or some obstacles just because I'm a woman. Now, luckily, I'm married. So, luckily, both of my families, be it my parents, be it my in laws, they've always been super supportive of what I do, what I want to do, what my goals are. But when you step out in the world, when you step out in the founder's world, then you'll be able to see that not everybody's looking at you the same way you should be looked at. It's just plain, expert in what you're doing. Uh, you, let's say, as Maharani Hariga, you just want to be looked at as co-founder of Adirani Solutions, but then you'll be looked at as a female founder of Adirani Solutions,
Yes, please carry on. Carry on.
right? So what I see where the gap is we are still seen as female in business,
Right.
and that comes with its pros and cons. There could be some advances that we don't want to be in position of. There could be ignorances that we don't want to be answering, or there's always going to be a gap where we are still considered as women entrepreneurs, which is in air quotes. It's not like just entrepreneurs,
Okay.
which kind of bugs me because the viewpoint is different when you look at female entrepreneur and just entrepreneurs. So I've seen, few projects getting out of my hands just because I wasn't convincing enough as a woman. Or I've seen. So what I usually want is I just want us to be known or judged for our skill set
Yeah.
rather than our gender. So I just want to be known as digital marketer or a founder of a media agency
Yeah.
rather than knowing as a female founder of this or women entrepreneur for this,
Yeah.
because that comes with its prejudices, stigmas, pros and cons, which I personally think that are not needed. Also, we've come to a point where it doesn't matter what gender,
Yeah.
and we should be able to generalize that more.
Right. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That it is an answer. Like, rather than being known as a women founder, women entrepreneur, why can't we just be known as just an entrepreneur?
It's what I would like to be known. I mean, I understand that there is a movement and there is always pros for being known as women entrepreneurs. It
Yeah.
supports the movement. It supports women in the same categories. It gives you push to the whole the idea of female entrepreneurs. But it's just that I feel that we should be reaching to a point where it shouldn't matter. Everybody should get those opportunities regardless of what you are, who you are, what orientation, what gender. It shouldn't matter. So though I understand there are always going to be pros and cons of knowing or being known as a particular category. I would like to be category fluid as a business person.
Category fluid. Okay. I like that. Don't you think that that would be very ideal. It's just that in terms of society and then even systemic perceptions here and there, even though that's an ideal, that will still be something that can take some time to happen.
100%, especially the Asian economies that we come from.
Yeah.
It definitely is gonna take time. We are still in a phases where sometimes we are not taken seriously just because we are females, or sometimes we are being ignored or talked over just because they're just not used to hearing ideas from women, women in business, which I've faced a lot. I'm a very active member of a lot of meetups. I meet a lot of founders. I'm personally very, passionate about the founders economy or founders ecosystem, I definitely believe in helping the startups helping startups, founders helping founders to grow together.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I've definitely seen pros and cons of this. I've seen that I've been talked over. I've seen that I haven't been taken seriously just because I'm dressed differently. I've seen that I haven't. People don't notice you until you are in suits, boots, laptops in hand, because they never see you as business person.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
so that bugs me. So I definitely understand that it's a huge leap from now. It's not going to happen overnight. We can't expect it to happen overnight.
Okay.
Definitely. But I feel the more we talk about it, the more faster it happens.
Hey guys, if you're watching this video and if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and like because this will be very helpful for the channel to grow. Thank you.
Let's pick up on the previous topic you were talking about, which is the startup founders helping startup founders, the founders economy. Do you want to talk more on that? And I think you have an initiative as well that support that as well.
I do, yeah, absolutely. So, as I said, that I do believe that where people are coming up with ideas and actually showing the courage to bring that into execution. So, I do believe the startup economy has huge potential as we go forward.
Mm-hmm.
And as I started, or my husband started in his startup, we
Mm-hmm.
realized that startups, the founders who've gone through the same experiences,
Yeah.
are more keen to help the other people.
Right.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
that was like a very, very nice surprise for us as well, that hey, people in the same businesses are looking to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how we grew together.
Mm-hmm.
Startups help startups to grow together, right?
Yeah.
Around that subject, it's not always a rosy journey, though. The startup owners, the founders are facing a lot of problems, be it funding, be it their mental health, be it their fitness, because this is a very time consuming, very demanding profile that you're in. Being a startup founder, it's a
Yeah.
very demanding profile.
Yeah.
So we tend to miss out on some stuff in life, or we tend to momentarily ignore stuff that might matter later in the world,
Mm-hmm.
right? So around that, we started this initiative called the Bind Project. This is a meetup series that is curated just for the CCU, the founders, and the working professionals community, where we're going to focus more on their mental health, their physical health, their problems related to the finances, the funding rounds. So the concept is that these founders come together in a very safe environment, and we're going to collaborate with somebody who is an industry expert for that particular thought process. So our first actually meetup happened around mental health. We collaborated with a startup called Anhad, which works into corporate mental well-being.
Mm-hmm.
So the founder of Anhad came out, taught us, what could we be missing, and how can we make sure that we are taking right steps towards our own mental health and well-being. What are the smallest things that you could be doing, just to keep checks on yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
These kind of stuff in the longer run helps. So what we are envisioning with the Bind project is a huge network community, comprised of the founders, C-suites, and working professionals who are coming together to find the answers that they might, get stuck in, or might feel are difficult to tackle.
Right. Uh-huh.
We want to be there as a community to each other who can help them out.
Right. So basically, you're envisioning it to be a community for startup founders by startup founders
Definitely.
and be a supportive community as it is.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Very well put.
Yes. Thank you. Well, I do hope that we hear more about the initiative because it sounds really great. And as a startup founder myself, it is a lonely journey.
It is, definitely.
Yes. And it would be nice to have a community where rather than compete like based on competitiveness, it needs to be like a supportive and a healthy rivalry, I would say.
Very true. I mean, you've seen it for yourself, like how Fraser House as a community helped you
Yeah.
as an entrepreneur, right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
the same stuff. How what can you learn by other, with other founders?
Mhm.
You get access to the history of their journey as well. So
Right.
you help each other avoid some potholes. You help each other, survive the journey, not be very alone, to the
Mm.
journey to the top. So I think that's what we are looking out, from this community engagement initiative.
I hope that yeah, it's growing, and then you can do more activities with the community itself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I'll definitely keep you guys posted.
Yes. Okay. Just a few last questions for people, especially girls, young girls. Okay, let's not put gender into this. Like, for people, young people who are watching this, they might think that, oh, they have the aspiration, they have their own aspiration, and they want to do that. But some barriers might be like, oh, I don't come from my family is not as open minded as, let's say, Rutuja's family.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say to young people who have the aspiration but might not necessarily have a understanding family or any other barriers?
I would say that, though it pains me to say this, but I'm gonna say that there's always gonna be hundreds of obstacles. You cannot say no to hurdles. Not having understanding family, not having the support that you're looking for, not having the right idea, not having the right execution, not having the right team. There's
Mhm.
gonna be n number of obstacles. But if you believe that you like something that you're doing,
Yeah.
if you believe that you can make change not just for others but for yourself also, I think you should keep at it. uh, Another great thing about entrepreneurs like us is that we've got nothing to lose. We're
Yeah.
already at the bottom, right? What else
Yes.
do we have to lose? So we might as well fight the obstacle. We might as well get through it as much as we can. And I personally believe that at the end of the hard work, there is success. Might not be the success that you're looking for, but there is always like a one step above that you are. So keep learning as much as you can, keep networking as much as you can, and you're gonna reach to a place where you eventually wanna. So journeys can be different for everybody.
Hmm.
X person can achieve that journey for himself, let's say in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Others might need 15 years. But that's totally fine, right? We've got
Mm.
one life. It's not like we are running to reach somewhere. It's not a sprint anyways.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing here. We're just living life because we were born. So might as well do something that we like, take chances for ourselves, believe in ourselves,
Hmm.
fight the battles that we have to fight, and try to reach where we want to go.
Yeah.
Nobody decided the path for us. Why should we let others decide the path for us anyways?
Thank you, Rutuja. That is a beautiful thing to say. Yes, there will be hundreds of obstacles, and what matters is how we're working towards it. We're improving for ourselves.
Exactly. I mean, I think, as we touched upon it earlier, I think the way to go is keep at it. Don't give up. Don't think that you can't do it. You can do it. You might feel in that moment, and it's totally fine to even feel that I cannot go anymore.
Yeah.
It's fine to think that I'm absolutely tired and I don't want to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But think why you started. You had a thought process when you started. Keep those reasons, in front of you all the time. Keep your goals in front of you all the time. So it's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to be defeated. What matters is, are you getting back up? Are you trying to finish the journey that you started for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So keep at it, maybe.
Oh, thank you, Rutuja. I feel like it's not just for the people like out there, young people out there, but also for me myself to keep continuing with this channel.
Yeah, it's nice to be reminded of this, right? Even
Yeah.
I sometimes feel that this is it. There is no way that I can keep going at it.
Yeah.
But then I've got friends around me, I've got partners around me, I've got family around me who kept me on that journey. That you might feel down for a while, but
Yeah.
you'll get back up. Don't worry about it. Take time for yourself. Get through it. Don't try to don't try to ignore the feelings that you're feeling. Feel those. It's okay, but then get through those. So it's nice to even reminded of these things, though we know that stuff.
Mhm.
It's not always that we remember this why we are doing it.
Yeah. You need a third person to remind you on that.
We do, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's Rutuja, and thank you very much for this discussion, this talk, and your insight as well. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, and
Thank you
all the
so much,
best.
Rani.
Yeah, and
To even start this initiative of fempreneur, it's amazing to know that we get to listen to conversations with like-minded people, people who've been in the same places that we are,
yeah,
who are leading the same journey as we are. So
yeah.
as I said, that this is only going to help us grow even, or bloom even further.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking this initiative. Thank you for asking me to be on it. I don't know how I did, but I tried my best.
You did
Uh,
really well. That's an absolute beauty.
and yeah, but I'd love to keep you updated towards any community initiatives that we're taking.
Yes. Well, I hope all the best for your in the Bind project as well as for the InkBot studio as well. Hopefully, well, I wish it will be success and more, even more success than now.
Thank you very much, Rani.